All right, team, we are going to get into these buy and sell setups, rejection sell setups, continuation buy setups, bounce buy setups. Now, this is all ways that I enter off my levels. I just want to say first, there's always got to be context, okay? And I'm going to go over that. And you don't just want to come up to a level and think that it's going to reject every time. Okay, there's got to be context. So just throw that out the window right now, because it's like a fair value gap. If you think every fair value gap's gonna hold, you're gonna lose money long term. If you think every liquidity sweep is gonna play out like it should, it's not, right? There's always got to be context. You have to see what ES is doing, how it's correlating with NQ. So I'm just gonna go over the basic models, how we trade them, and then what you should do is study them for months. That's the only way you're going to be successful with this stuff, or anything, right? So obviously right here, we got the rejection cell set up, okay? So obviously the purple lines are my key levels here. So if you look down here, price trades up and we trade into my key level, then we reject it. Now this is good if we've already taken liquidity. Say we happen to have some external range buy side liquidity here. Okay, so you see that we have buy side liquidity taken and we're trading to a key level. Now, it doesn't always have to be liquidity taken. We see this play out all the time without liquidity taken, but it's a higher probability setup if we have liquidity taken. Okay, so we come up and reject the level. So how do we enter right here, right? So this is how we enter. We see this candle here rejects our key level, right? This is our rejection. So we trade up into the level. We have displacement to the downside. Now we want to enter when we cross that displacement candle body close, okay? Or sorry, body open if it's a bearish candle. So this would be a bearish candle, right? We open and then close. So let me get the right tool out here. Sorry, we open, push up, and then close. So you want to enter when that candle right there closes. Boom. That triggers our entry. So this, if you guys read that book, Reading Price Charts Bar by Bar, which I recommend to everybody to read, this is exactly what he speaks about. When we clear this candle low, that close right there, that should trigger our entry, and we should continue higher. We should come up, push against the level, retest, push through that body close, and then continue lower. Okay? Now, it's different for if it's a green candle or a bearish candle. So obviously if this is, if this is a green candle, that's the body open. But I like to see the candle like the body close. I like to see a bearish candle there. Okay, so right here, this is our displacement candle. Boom. Okay, so when that closes, so we open, push up, and then close right here. Then we enter and continue to the downside. Okay, so that's the rejection sell setup right there. And then the continuation buy setup. This is one of my favorite things to trade. There's a continuation buy and a continuation sell. So I won't go over the continuation sell because it's just the opposite of the continuation buy. But these are a little bit harder to trade sometimes. Okay, now we did have a couple of these today and we had a beautiful one at FOMC. So I'll go over it and show you. But this is what we really like to trade right here. One of my favorites is the continuation sell. So when we're trading higher, so just say the market's moving higher, okay? Say we have continuation higher, continuation higher, continuation higher, right? So like we do right here. Let's just do it right here, right? So say we're putting in higher lows, okay? So we have a higher low. We have a higher low. This is market structure that you want to see when coming up to a level for a break of it. Higher low. Also, maybe we've displaced out of a high time frame imbalance, right? So maybe a 15-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour fair value gap. We'll just say 15-minute for the sake of things. And also, we have a clear drawn liquidity above. Okay, so we have a clear drawn liquidity up here. Some buy side liquidity. Maybe it's previous day high. Maybe it's equal highs. Let's label this equal highs because we see this a lot, and equal highs love to be price attracts to them, right? So what we want to do is wait for this level to break. If I see that we're respecting bullish order flow, we've came out of a 15-minute or high time frame imbalance, we're putting in higher lows, I'm not really looking to trade this rejection model. Okay, I'm going to wait and see what happens at this liquidity point. Or I'm going to trade the continuation buy to take that. Unless liquidity has been taken on ES. If liquidity has been taken on ES, then I will trade that rejection sell setup, right? So you see how there's got to be context? It's a really simple system to trade. If you see it, watch it every day and just follow the context, right? So say we're coming out of a high time frame bounce, we're putting in higher lows, and we have a clear draw on liquidity. This is how I want to enter. So I want to see a bullish candle displace through the level right here. Okay, there's our displacement candle through the level. So this is the open of the candle right here, and this is the close of the candle. Okay, so I want to enter when the next candle crosses the body close. Okay, so this would be my entry right here. Maybe a little bit higher so you get that push through. That's our entry right there. And our target would be the buy side liquidity, right? So I think these maybe, you know, just watch them play out for a bit if you're new, because you're going to, sometimes we get this and you see it all the time. I know people that have been trading with me for a while. We get this. Boom. A big blast through. And that's because there's liquidity above and the level's being respected. There's definitely some institutional order flow and pivots there, but just not enough. Liquidity really trumps everything, right? Liquidity is how the market moves. So again, I'm gonna run through it one more time on the continuation buy, because I really want you guys to see this a lot or see this, know this one a lot, because it's something that I trade probably the most, these continuation buys and the bounce buy setups. I like those too. So obviously we're coming out of a high time frame bounce. Market structure is showing bullish. We're putting in higher lows. Maybe we're respecting OTE ranges, right? Maybe we're respecting OTE ranges. We get our displacement above the level. So we get our displacement candle and a strong close above the level. So that's our displacement candle right there. And then when we cross that body close, the next candle, when it crosses that body close, that triggers our entry right there. Okay, so boom, there's our entry. Target this liquidity. Now your stop would be somewhere about below the level. I basically have my stops. If we come down and a 2-minute candle closes below the level, then I'm out of the trade. So sometimes you'll see, like, we'll come down, we'll wick it, and that actually happened to me yesterday. I took a trade and I got wicked out. We didn't have no candle close below the level. And it was a bigger stop, like 30 points or something. Now this is all done on the 2-minute or 5-minute time frame, not the 1 minute. Just gonna write that down here. So M2 or M5 time frame, not the 1 minute. These are all based on the 5-minute or 2-minute time frame. Okay, the 1 minute, it gives you a lot of opportunity without continuation. It wicks you out, all that stuff, right? So you know, that's it. So do we need to wait? Yeah, the rejection candle, you want it. So if say this is a bullish candle right here, a lot of the times I won't enter if it's a bullish candle, but if it's, because you're basically you're taking the entry on the body open, right? Now you can take it, but I like this candle to be a bull or a bearish candle. I want to see bearish structure. I want to see this level being rejected. If we come up and we close above it on a bullish candle and then we get rejection down, it's just not as high quality setup, right? So say this bearish candle, you know, say it opens here, right? And then closes down here. We open, it pushes up and then closes here. We want to take the close of that candle. Okay? So that's how we want to do it. The levels, there's no if you want to learn the levels, there's a course for that. This is going over how to enter on them. You know, I see you're a free member, so you don't have access to the levels. You know, if you're a VIP member, you have access to the levels, the live trading, and everything like that. The levels is the secret sauce, man. I'd love to just give it to you, but you know, it's something that's not on YouTube. It's the secret sauce, man. It's the levels it's not ICT concepts, nothing like that. But these buy and sell setups are based on the 2-minute and 5-minute time frame. So I erase that. So I'm going to So at 5-minute or 2-minute time frame. Now you can trade them on the higher time frames too. They work out on the 15-minute. They work out on the hourly, all that stuff. But the 2-minute and the 5-minute are the main ones that I go for. And when we get down to the charts, we'll show you. So is everybody clear with the continuation buy and the rejection sell? Basically, we're looking for displacement through a level and then a body close and then continuation is kind of what we're looking for, right? So now the bounce setup is basically trading down to a level and then we get the bounce. Now I find these work out pretty good and I take these probably every other day. I'm trading these, even if it's just for a nice little, 20-point scalp or something. But what we're looking for is price to trade down to a key level. Now, obviously, it's always a bonus if we had some liquidity taken, right? Now we don't have to, and the longer you study these levels, you'll see it more and more and more, right? If you just come in for a month and you don't study it a lot or you don't spend time on it, then you're not. It's like any system, right? You really gotta put the time in. So it's nice if we see the sell side liquidity taken, but we don't have to. We don't have to, right? So, and you'll see that. You'll watch candles print. The more you watch candles print, the more you'll see it. The more you'll see it. So we come down, take some liquidity. We hit our level. Now what we want to see is a bullish displacement candle to the upside. So this is 2 right here, right? We kind of have 2 bullish candles. We don't have a body close below it. And that's what I like to see. I like to see no body closure below the level. Now, yes, we can get a body closure. Like we can get something like this and it's still valid. Let me just see. I gotta zoom it out a little. So we get something like this. Okay. And then it still plays out. But what we want to see is a nice displacement candle to the upside. So we want to see this candle here. So say we come down, tap our level, and then displace to the upside. Displacement's a word you're going to hear me say all the time because that's what we need to see. This is our displacement candle right there. So once we get displacement to the upside, we want to see that body close, right? So there's the body close. Now this is a green candle. I know I have them gray, but it's a green candle. It's a bullish candle. We have displacement to the upside, and then our entry tags when this candle crosses that body close. So when we close here, right? And then this candle crosses that body close, that triggers our entry. So then we would take a long position right in here. And you'll see when I go over the charts, it'll clear it up a little bit. And then obviously, where's your target? Your target is multiple things. You could have some buy-side liquidity up here. You could have a discount range. You could have one of Trev's targets. You could have a fair value gap that you're looking for price to rebalance in. You just want to maximize everything you can. And I always like to take profits if we clear some prior liquidity, right? So if we clear a previous swing high, swing high, then we'll take some profits, right? So basically we trade down to the level, right? We tap the level, push up. A lot of the times I like to see a little retest like this. And if you're on the lives and watching these levels print, you'll see this all the time. Like you'll see, like if we push up and then say we open and we don't cross the body close, but then we come down, retest the level and then push, that's exactly what we want to see. That's perfect. Now it doesn't happen like that all the time. Sometimes we open and just run, right? So sometimes you'll get the candle open like this and then just run. And you'll see big expansion right away, right? So that happens sometimes, a lot of the time. So then you can get in anywhere where you see the expansion above the body close. All right. So the continuation sell there's a continuation sell also, and it's just the opposite of the continuation buy. Okay, that's all it is. But basically rejection here, we want to see a rejection and displacement away from the level. Then we enter when we cross that close or open depending on a red or green candle. Continuation buy, we want to see a bullish candle cross the level, displace above, close. We enter when the next candle crosses that body close. For the bounce setup, we want to see price deliver into our level, hold the level, have displacement to the upside. Once that displacement candle closes, the next candle crosses that body close, that triggers our entry. Okay? So, and a lot of the times this is nice when we have like a fair value gap or something lining up with our level, but it doesn't always have to play like that. That's just extra confluence, right? So let's go down to the charts and we will just go over price today. We'll just go over exactly some buy and sell setups today. So on the 2-minute time frame here, right? It's the same structure though, right? It's got to be on the 2-minute or the 5-minute time frame. The 1 minute you get chopped up too much. The 1 minute you just get chopped up way too much. So I'm just trying to find a little bounce buy setup here. So we'll go over this one here. This is at 7 a.m. this morning, right? Price trades down to our level and we kind of find some support here. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're not going to get perfect level holds every time. Sometimes, yeah, this is perfect. This right here is a perfect level rejection, okay? But down here, it's not. It's not perfect. To me, this is perfect. To me, this is a level hold. I have like a variance of like 10 or 15 points, basically. If I see it trade below, like if we come down and do this, that's good. But if we come down and trade like this, that's not good. That's a weak level hold, right? But we trade down, we get displacement above here and here. So let's see where our discount range is. Swing high to swing low. We tap right into our discount range. So you can take any one of these buy setups. Let's just look at this one right here. We trade down. Now this is a nice one because we sweep this liquidity right there, right? So this is little stuff you have to look for. And I know I'm saying a lot, but you have to look for this stuff. If you guys think it's going to be easy, it's not. It's never going to be clear cut. It's not. And I know people that have been with me for like a year and they're finally starting to get it. But this is stuff you have to look for. You have to map this stuff out every day and you have to just watch it print, and that's how you're going to get familiar with it. So right here, I don't know if I would take this one here, to be honest. Because price is coming down, but when we take this internal sweep and I see we're holding discount for a second time, I like that. That's something I like, right? So where's our displacement candle? Right here. Massive displacement candle. And then where's our entry? Right here, right? Where's our trade to? The next level. Our targets are next levels and points of liquidity, right? Now you could have taken this one too. We have this big displacement candle up, but you're going to have a bigger stop, right? So your stop would probably be below this discount range, which isn't that big, 22. Your target would be up here, this buy side liquidity. So you could have sat through this whole thing and smacked that 25 points with a 22 stop. No problem. No problem at all. Now, I like to get the quick moves, right? So that's basically a bounce buy setup right in here. We have the level, then we hold it. So let's look at the rejection sell setup here. So obviously, price trades down, right? We push down. And I actually took this trade right here today, you guys. I took this trade right here. Boom. I caught this. Right there is the exact trade that I called out today. Okay, so what do we have here? Exactly what I was talking about. Okay, so we have equal highs that have been taken. We've tapped into a 15-minute and bounce, right? We have displacement through the level. Boom. Right there. Displacement through the level. This is a continuation sell setup. We're looking for continuation to the lower level or some lower point of liquidity. So like right here. Now I didn't hold it because I'll be honest, days like today, and this is right at market open, I scaled out at the level, then set my stop and profit, and it just stopped me out and went. And it's right at market open, so you have to be quick on those. So, we could hit this level and then get a bounce, right? So I'm not wanting to sit through that. I don't want to be uncomfortable in this trade. I just want to take what I can get and then move on. Okay, so this is what we have again. We have a rejection of a high time frame of bounce. We've taken liquidity. We're invalidating this level, right? We got displacement through the level, and this is a nice displacement candle. That's exactly what we want to see. And then when that displacement candle closes, right? There's the body close. That next candle, when we cross that body close, that triggers our entry. So there's the trade right there. And this is the exact trade that I took today. Exact trade that I took. So, and I actually took another buy right here. This buy setup right here. Now we were bouncing on a level on ES. And I'll see if I can show you that actually. I took this bounce on ES. But I traded it on NQ. So we came down, right? Look at ES. Came down, hit our level perfectly, right? Beautiful bounce. Beautiful bounce off our level. Okay, now ES is usually the driver. So then where's our displacement candle? It's right here. This is the bounce buy setup. This is our displacement candle right here. Okay, boom. That's our displacement candle. So when I seen that candle close and this candle open and cross that, or this candle open and cross that body close, that's where I triggered my entry. And I got in right, was it? Yes, it was right here. So I got in a little bit before this level, but I was okay with that. I was okay with that. So when that candle opened, I got in right here, basically above our level, and I traded this all the way up to the next level. I scaled out. So that was my second trade today. But do you see how I'm just trading these levels? I'm literally just trading continuation sells and bounce setups. So I look over at ES. I see we traded down to a level. We have a perfect hold right here. We hold our level perfectly. We get a nice displacement candle to the upside, and then that triggers our entry. Now I took it on NQ because they're obviously looking like they're moving the same right now. If you look at the candles, they're kind of somewhat the same. And I got a nice trade. And that was it. I was done for the day after that. So I'll hop back onto NQ. So do you guys see how I'm taking that bounce buy setup but trading it on NQ? Just drop a 1 if you see it. Okay, perfect. And obviously, like when you guys are on the live streams, you see these in the trade recaps and everything a lot better too. I mean, hindsight, we could sit here and pick out every little one, right? But it's not like that on the live stream. We want to find the most obvious ones, right? And when I see a level hold like this right here, and then this displacement candle to the upside, I'm really interested in that bounce buy setup. That's what I'm really interested in. So again, candle closes, right? Body, next candle passes that body close, that triggers my entry. So you could have taken it right on or yes here, right? Now where's your target? These highs, right here. Boom. There's your trade, right there. So we'll go on to the next one that I see here on. Now this one I didn't take, and I wish I had of. And the reason why, this is super clean, super clean. So obviously we trade up right to our level. Perfect rejection, beautiful rejection. You can't get much better than that. What else do we have there? We have a fair value gap, right? Right here. Now you don't need all this stuff, right? That's a bonus. But this is what I like. We have SMT. Boom. Right here. When you guys see this and we reject a level, that's a high probability setup. To be honest, this is like my A+ model. We're rejecting out of a high time frame imbalance. We have displacement through a level. We're retesting a level. We have this fair value gap. We have SMT. And the reason why I didn't take it is because I just got out of this trade right here. It happened. Like I literally just got out of this trade right here. And then it happened. So I was like, when I don't like to get out of one trade and jump right into a next, especially if I just had a profitable trade. I'm like, I'm good, you know. Sometimes I will, but most of the time I won't. But where's our entry on this? Well, we have the rejection. So this would be a rejection sell setup, right? This one here was a bounce buy setup. Now this one here is a rejection sell setup. Again, this is on the 2-minute time frame, or you can do it on the 5-minute, not the 1 minute. The 1 minute is just too sketchy. There's a lot of opportunity with failed outcomes, is the way I like to put it, with the 1 minute. Now I look at the 1 minute on my top screen, but when it comes to these buy and sell setups, my mentor, it said it's got to be on the 2-minute or higher. 2-minute, 5-minute is mainly if you're intraday, and if you're looking at a higher time frame, you can trade them on the 15-minute. You can trade them on the hourly also, but mainly the 2-minute and the 5-minute. So this would be a rejection sell setup, right? So price is trading into our key level right there. We're rejecting it. We have nice displacement to the downside. Now, the only thing is we got this level here. I don't like that we have these levels stacked like this, but if you actually take my mentorship, you'll learn about that stuff. I'm not going to get into it now, but the only reason why I put those levels there was because we're near all-time highs and I wanted guidance. If we weren't at all-time highs, I wouldn't have both of these levels here. I would have one level, and there's a specific way that we chart them. There's criteria that has to be met, and I wouldn't have both of them. So I don't want to get into it. It's all part, like in my mentorship, I go over all that stuff. But I don't like that we have these two levels, but I would not take this sell because of this level, just because of the way we chart them and the criteria that needs to be met, that these candles or these levels I wouldn't normally have them that close together, except we're at all-time highs. So I wanted some guidance today. That's all there is to it, right? So I know you look and see maybe we should bounce off this level, but structure's telling us to go to the downside. 50-minute imbalance, SMT, rejection of the level. Knowing how to chart these levels, I'm not going to worry about a bounce off this level. I'm going to expect continuation down to this right here. So where's our entry? Well, here's our displacement candle right there. We have that candle, body close right there. Triggers our entry. Boom. Right there. Where's our target? This low. Right down here. Just like that. So that's the rejection sell setup. Okay? That was a nice one. That was a beautiful one. But do you see all the structure that I'm looking at? Do you see the context? Now, we don't need to have all this. I trade these levels without all this context. But when we see this type of structure, like we're displacing out of a 15-minute imbalance, a high time frame imbalance, we create SMT. You know, this is also like a break and retest. We really just break the level and then retest it. Like simple trading, you guys. If you really look at this, it's not no fancy ICT concepts or nothing. It's just break and retest with a little bit extra context is really what it is, you know? So that's the rejection sell setup with context on ES and all this 15-minute imbalance stuff, all right? So let's just continue down. This, I'm not going to go over this stuff because this is just chop, right? This is just chop. Like right here, and that's what I mean. You can't just trade every level. You can't just come down here and expect a bounce, right? Expect a bounce. It doesn't happen like that all the time. It's like every fair value gap doesn't work out, right? So if you take a couple trades on levels like this, and then you come down here, you're done for the day, right? So this is just, look at this structure too. This is brutal. Like it's just, there's no candles, wicks. It's just, it's structure that I don't like to see, right? So let's just go into FOMC now and see what happened in FOMC. Also take note, this is all pre-FOMC, right? So if you're trading this, I don't know, you shouldn't be. You really shouldn't be. Okay, but we'll just go over this and we'll see what happened on FOMC and we'll go through this and then hopefully you guys are up on it a little bit. So you seen the rejection sell. You seen a bounce buy setup, right? Let's see what we got here. A lot of rejection sell setups happened today. So here's a bounce buy setup. We'll go over this bounce buy setup on ES because I actually had a member take this today. Okay. So we pushed through the level right here, right? Displacement through. Now you could take the continuation buy or you could take this bounce. We come up, bounce off the level, and this is exactly like I had it drawn out, right? Couple candles, and what I like here is there's no 2-minute candle close below the level. So the trader that took this actually is a mentorship student of mine, and I've seen him. We were in the chats talking. He's like, I'm in this. He had 1 micro, and he caught this whole move up to the upside, 70 points. So basically, we break the level, and I just want to see what we did. Yeah, if you look at this level, okay, this is nice. This is what you want to see. Look at this stuff. Okay, so we trade down, and we kind of hold our level here, right? Level hold, level hold, level hold. And then what do we get here? Continuation sell. So there's your continuation sell setup, right? Right there. So there's your entry. Boom. You could even take this and trade that down. Now you're not going to get much, but it's pre-FOMC. It's not moving, right? And then notice how we kind of tap this level multiple times, and then we break it with displacement and retest it. Just look at this chart. That's what you want to see. Hold, hold, break, displacement, and then a bounce. Continuation to the upside. So just if you're in the VIP or you know how to chart these levels, I suggest you get them on your chart every day and just study this stuff. Because you know, the more I looked at it, the more I studied it, that's how I became so successful with this system. Was just hours and hours on the chart. So obviously we have a level hold. We displace through it. You could take a continuation sell there. You could take a continuation buy here too, right? We have displacement. There you go, right? Where's your stop? Right below the level. So there's your, yeah, exactly, Bernard. And you're starting to trust it. I know you kind of left and then came back and You even said that the level system's easy and functional, right? So you could take the continuation buy setup here. That's completely fine. Stop below the level. Or you can take the bounce. And the bounce is super clean. Like if you look at this, the bounce is super clean. We get exactly what we want to see. Displacement back to the level. A clean hold. No 2-minute candle close. A nice displacement candle above. So when that displacement candle closes, that triggers our entry. Right there. Boom. Just leave that dotted. There's your entry. Right here. So where's your take profit? At the next level, scale out here, scale out here. Anything else is just extra. Okay, so you guys see how the continuation buy and the bounce setups go. Now look at, we have another one right here. So we have this, right, we trade up right to our level. Let's look at the higher time frame too, the 30-minute. Let's just see what happened on the 30-minute. Yeah, we're actually in a high time frame of bounce here, this 15-minute, but we didn't take any of these highs. I'm surprised. But either way, jump down to the 2-minute, right? We have a level hold right here, right? Rejection of our level. Now, I would probably wait until we get this displacement right here. So I know sometimes we can enter right here, but you got to understand, this is a series of bullish candles. Very, very bullish candles. So it's a little bit, you really want to see that displacement. It's a little bit more high risk if you take this setup. Now, if you're positioned properly and you get that entry, yeah, it would have been a beautiful trade, right? This would have been a banger trade. But I like to see displacement. And when I say displacement, I mean a solid down close candle away from the level. Okay? So here's our displacement right here. Boom. There's our displacement candle. So then when that body closes right here, right, and the next candle opens, that triggers our short position. So there's your short right there. And your target, see what we got down here. Just look on the higher time frame. Yeah, so we got all these lows, right? Low, low, low. We traded right down to our level. Look at that. Look at this, level to level. Level, boom, level. The level's printed today. I got FOMO for sure, but it's okay. So right there, right? So there's a rejection, right? There's a rejection off of our key level, right? Solid hold, displacement to the downside, body close, M2 entry, continuation to the downside. Okay? So then where's our next entry on a level? Well, where do we trade down to? Right to our key level. Like, look at these levels today. Like, I'm like so clean. Like, not many traders have these levels, so I don't think like people in here don't realize how fucking lucky we are to have this system. It's a great system to have. So anyways, we trade down to our key level. We get a level hold, right? Boom, we got the level hold. Then what do we get? We get our displacement candle to the upside right there. Displacement candle to the upside. Boom. What do we get here? Body close. And then entry to the upside. Target maybe these highs right here, or scale out along the way. That would have been a banger. So do you guys see like the rejection sell and the bounce buy setup? I love these bounce buy setups. Rejection sells are a little bit more risky because you really want to see good displacement to the downside. I notice a lot of the times we get these nice bounces and it rips. So just from studying charts and watching the levels print, right? But does everybody see it? Drop a 1 and I'm going to, just to make sure you guys got it. Now disregard the first like little bit of this because I was on the 1 minute time frame and I apologize, I didn't realize. But I think when I did hop on the two minute time frame, I think you guys see, right? Awesome. So you're getting it. So it's basically like for a rejection sell setup, we want to see price deliver into a level. We want to see displacement away from the level, a body close, and that triggers our entry. For a bounce buy setup, we want to see price trade into a level. We want to see the level hold. And this is actually a perfect hold. Like if you look, you can't get much better than this. That level held perfectly right here. That level held perfectly. So once we get that hold, you want to see a displacement candle. There's our displacement candle. right? Then you want to see this body close, that candle, there's our entry right in there when we cross that body close. Now there is one more continuation buy setup that I've seen that I want to go over on NQ, and right here. Here's another bounce. There's so many. These, like, I'll be honest, this happens so many times a day. It's some days. If you can spend the time on it, like, I don't know, like I snipe these all day long, right? So let's just look. There's a lot of levels here close together. And like I said, there's a specific way to chart them. So just trying to see. Yeah, these levels are pretty close together. So it doesn't give a clean continuation buy, right? But I guess, yeah, this is more of a bounce. You get the continuation here. Let's jump back onto ES and see if we get one. Just want to show you one continuation buy setup. Yeah, there's no real clean ones. No real clean ones. Let's just see if there's anything on gold today. We had some good level moves on gold today. Sure, no, where's our levels? What the heck? Did I delete them? I think I did. Well, I deleted the levels on gold for some reason today. Damn. Okay, we'll jump on to NQ one more time. Oh, I know why. Here, just a sec. Just give me a sec. They're on my other chart. There they are. There they are. Look at this too. So, well, we got a nice continuation sell here. So we'll go over that one more time. Okay, so the continuation sell, let's just play it out. The continuation sell, we want to see price come down to a level, right? And then continue down lower. We're looking for continuation to sell side liquidity. This is a clear liquidity point, right? Look at this 2 p.m. candle. This obviously, this wick here, boom, right? There's sell side liquidity. So where's our entry? Well, we come down. Notice how we don't close below our level till right here, right? So look at, we hold our level, trade around, hold, right? Then we get this displacement candle right here. Boom, displacement candle. Now, yes, this is a green candle, but look at this wick. That wick pushed through that body close. So that would have triggered our entry. So there's the body close right there, right? And this is our entry right here. Where's our target? This news candle wick right there. 24 points. That would have been a banger trade on gold. Beautiful. Beautiful. Even if you just caught this, like even if you just catch this, that's a $9 move on gold, $8 move on gold. That's a big move. That's, you're banking on that. You're banking your stop. You can put your stop, you know, above the candle high, prior candle high, above here. I have loose stops, but it's all, you know, I can't just say, if you want, just do a 1-to-1 every time. Do a 1-to-1 every single time. So there's your stop would be right here. I don't recommend trying to do 1-to-2, 1-to-3, because there's going to be a lot of trades that give you the 1-to-1 and you're not going to take it. If you have a 3-hour or 4-hour, you know, that you need to trade every day, there's going to be you're not going to have a high win rate. I'll tell you that. I've tried it. Like it's, you know, it's maybe over time it works, but there's going to be like, you might have 3 trades in a row that went 1-to-1, gave you the 1 hour, and you didn't take profits because you need to have a 3 hour. So there's 3 trades. Now the next trade, you have to have a 3 hour to be break even, right? Where if you had just taken those 3 trades at 1-to-1, you're up. If you take another loss at 1-to-1, you're still up. You take another loss at 1-to-1, you're still up. You know what I mean? So that's why I always take my profits quick, because one, I have a high win rate. I usually, you know, out of every 5 trades, I make money on 4 of them. Like out of 10 trades, I'm usually right 70% of the time, sometimes more. You know, I can easily go 2 weeks without having a red day. So I take these quick moves. If I get extra, like right here, I probably would have taken profits down here and set my stop to break even. So this candle would have stopped me out. Now, did I get the whole move? No, but I can get this every single day. You know what I mean? So that's why I have such a high win rate with it. So That's the continuation sell. There really wasn't any continuation buys. I mean, I guess right here you could use this as a continuation buy, right? So we come down, we have a higher low here. So we're putting in a higher low, right? We displace through this level right there. There's our displacement. Right here is our body close. That triggers our entry. There's our entry and our target, these highs right here, right? Our stop just below the level, right there, below this fair value gap. So that's what's that, a 1.38 hour trade? Obviously this pushed right above, so you probably would have maxed this out, trailed the stop. So that's a continuation buy. Okay, so is everybody clear on it? We got rejection sells, we got bounce buy setups, we got continuation buy setups, continuation sell setups, and that's pretty well it, really, when it comes to these levels. It seems like there's a lot, but there really isn't, right? You know, there really isn't a lot to it. It's just different ways to trade the level. So, you know, and something like this, like, there's really no displacement to the upside. So see here, you wouldn't take a buy setup here because look, we're very bearish and we're holding the level, but there's no big displacement to the upside, right? Like we don't really cross that body close. You notice that? We don't really cross that body close. So right here, I'm definitely interested in a continuation sell because we're not getting the bounce off the level that I want. We're really not, right? Like we push up, fade down, hold the level, then look at, we break the level here, wick it a couple times, there's our displacement. So this is really clean. Like I see this and I'm like, oh man, I would have shorted the shit out of that. You know what I mean? I would have shorted the shit out of that. So, and again, these are on the 2 minute or the 5 minute time frame. So let's just look on the 5 minute because sometimes they're a lot more clear on the 5 minute. Yeah, look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful right here. So, and the 5 minute cleans it up even more for the continuation. So right here, notice how we push through the level, but we don't really have a continuation, right? So we have this bearish candle come in, then we hold the level. I'd consider this displacement right here. We close below the level. That's what we want to see. It's not big displacement, but that's a 5 minute candle. So it's strong displacement. So where's our entry? Right here. Boom. You could even take this. Continuation down to the level or the next sell side, right? Now, if you want to see solid displacement, this candle here, if you want to be patient. Now, I probably would have taken the entry in here, but that's just seeing this, and I watch order flow and stuff too, right? So I would have my eyes on that. But even if you just take this right there, that candle right there, where's our body close? Body close is right here, right? Triggers our entry, boom, right there. Continuation is sell side liquidity. Stop above the level. That's 1.6 hour trade, right? So those are continuation sells, continuation buys, bounce setups, and rejection setups. Just those are the ways I trade this level system. And I know maybe it seems complicated, but if you actually trade it every day for, I'm going to be honest, like 6 months or a year, you will find success. I know some people are like, you know, I mean, if you lock in 90 days and you know what I mean, you're in on all the mastermind classes I have and you're involved in all that, you could probably do it in 3 months. That's, I guarantee you. Maybe not like super hyper successful with it, but I guarantee you'll be getting payouts. I can guarantee you. I've had mentorship students that actually come through and they get payouts from this stuff, right? So it's just, I'll be honest, I find it a little bit easier to trade than ICT. I'm also an ICT trader, but when it comes down to like the nitty gritty, I'm a level trader. I'm a level trader at core. I look at the market probably differently than a lot of people do. I look for level to level moves. I look for institutional pivots that's what these levels are. It's based on institutional order flow. Has nothing to do with previous day's highs, order blocks. Has nothing to do with any of that stuff. Like I get people saying it all the time, like, oh, it's an order block level. It's this. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. And you know, some of my students that actually know how to chart the level system can vouch for that. Has nothing to do with any of that stuff. So that's it, really. That's kind of how I trade them. Is there any questions before or any other stuff you guys want to go over? Our secret sauce. You know it, Megs. It is the secret sauce. And I didn't mean to be rude at the start there for the free member, but you know it's just one of those things. A lot of people they want to know the stuff, but sometimes there's certain trading gems that just aren't out there, and the level system's one of them. It took me over a year to get on this. I had to request, I had to like apply for it and all that stuff. It was I didn't even get in the first time I applied for this mentorship to learn this level system. So I was thankful to get in the second time because I was like the last one that he did. Now the 5 minute, you can see here we have this big displacement candle away from the level, right? Boom, big displacement candle away from the level, and body close, and then that right there, right? So there's our entry right here, continuation to the downside, boom. So that's it. That's the buy and sell setups off key levels. And obviously these levels are always in the community. You know what I mean? So any questions though before we call it a day? I feel like it was a pretty good one today. Do you guys get some good value out of this today? I think I was a little all over the place at the start, but I think we honed in on it at the end. Awesome. Love it. What's your question up there? What's your question, JB Verona? Oh, do I? No, like I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. If the buy side liquidity traced back more than 50% of the candle, no. The buy side liquidity is something we're targeting. It's not going to retrace back. The buy side liquidity stays. Like this liquidity is going to stay. There's no retracement back, right? I'm not sure what you're trying to say there, but this is our buy side liquidity. So it's not. There's no way that it's going to retrace back 56, but it's a fixed input, right? The displacement. No. If it triggers, it triggers. So if it triggers, it triggers. So on the 2 minute time frame, because we get all kinds that retrace back. So right here, this candle here displaces through. This candle kind of does come up. This one pretty well does. So let's just do 50% of that, right? There you go. That one came up 50%. We still trigger our entry. Yeah, we still trigger our entry there. Boom. That triggers our entry. So if we open and we come back and dig into the next candle, then push down, that's even more likely that we're going to continue lower, right? So we open, looks like we trade back into the candle, then push down. That to me, that's telling me that's more likely that we're going to continue lower. That sellers are stepping in. Sellers are in control here. So, boom. I think that's it though, guys. If there is any more questions. Yeah, no problem. No problem. And maybe I'll try to go over this a little bit more every couple weeks. You know, it's a good system. It prints like I know like the last I've had 2 red days so far this month, and literally I think 60% of my trades have been basic buy and sell setups. Literally. And you guys know most of them are called out in the live streams. I've had a few liquidity sweep models, a few continuation buys and continuation or trending buy and trending sell setups. That's another way to trade. You know, that isn't ICT. And the ICT level model basically, you know, retest the displacement through a level, retest discount and a fair value gap, and continuation. So, but out of the last 3 weeks this month, 2.5 weeks, 2 red days, and I'm telling you, probably 60% of my trades have been these basic buy and sell setups. Today I made $700 off a sell setup and a buy setup. It's not super complicated stuff, right? So you just study the candle structure. Candles tell us a lot. You don't realize it, but there's a lot of data that comes out from these candles. When you watch these candles print for 5,000-10,000 hours, you start to understand how structure plays out. And that's, if you read that book, Reading Price Charts Bar by Bar, it's a lot like that whole concept that he goes over is basically kind of what we're doing here, right? It's kind of what we're doing here. Yeah, the levels they were respecting it nice today. Obviously this one. Now there's a lot of levels today, and I almost wish I didn't chart some of them, but the only reason why I did is because we're at all time highs, and I was just putting them in just for guidance. But when I see all these levels, like like for instance, we don't really need these two levels in here. To be honest, they're kind of, and the way they're charted, if you know how they're charted, you can see. So just take those super close levels away and look. We trade from one level to the next. Yeah, we trade down past it, but that's the market's never going to be perfect. Then we trade up to the next level, right? So, like it was pretty clean today. Definitely pretty clean, even at market open here, right? So at market open, we trade past our level, push down, retest it, continuation down, chop around our level, break, retest, retest, retest. When we break it, we push higher, reject this level, and then a dump. Now there's a lot of news, so a lot of manipulation today too, but still overall the levels played out pretty good. Yeah, we trade everything. I trade the Dow, I trade and mainly NQ, Nasdaq, Nasdaq, S&P 500, and gold. But I do trade YM. I do trade the Russell also, just not all the time. Not all the time, but mainly NQ, ES, and gold. That's kind of like our bread and butter. Definitely what we mostly trade. Yeah, YM. Yeah, I actually took a couple trades on YM last week. I had a couple losses on it, actually. I had a couple losses on it, so it moves pretty good. It moves pretty good. Mainly all the indexes, like once you have this level system, that's why I used to trade this level system with options, right? I was trading SPY, QQQ, all that stuff. And it was good. It printed, but I feel like it just respects more and is more tradable on the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 because it's based on institutional pivots. I just feel like they trade the best on the indexes. Boom. Yeah, no problem. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I want to get some dinner made. But, if you had a good day today, don't try not to have FOMO on the FOMC stuff. I know it's hard. I got it too. Trust me, I do have it. But you always got to think what if, right? You always got to think what if. But trust me, I got mad FOMO too watching these levels print today. It was tough. It was tough to sit and just not participate. But, we had a good morning. We sniped a couple trades, and, we got to be thankful for that, right? So, yeah, no problem, Adam. No problem. Yeah, you have a good night, too. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a fabulous rest of your night.